Welcome. We've brought an assortment of fruits and nuts.
Yeah.
And a beer that actually goes with the fruits for once.
Welcome to Burn After Watching, guys.
Yeah, and what did we do this time? Willy's Wonderland. You picked a good beer for it, dude, babe.
Willy's
Because it's
Wonderland.
like
Crazy looking.
crazy for
He looks
Willy's
like one of the
Wonderland.
characters.
Yeah.
It looks like Five Nights at Freddy beer.
Prost. Beautiful.
Oh, that's interesting. Fruity, like a sour, almost a goes-ish.
Stick in there, you guys. Let's jump in. Okay, so we've got, preface it with like a Willy's Wonderland 80s type, pizza place that you'd go to.
Another Nick Cage classic,
Yeah.
some might say.
It's a new classic though.
I think so.
But Willy's Wonderland is more like it's a ride light amusement park because like they have like games. It's more like, it almost feels like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, we can talk about it more as we go through the movie because I feel like it expands as the movie goes along. So there's like a dining room and there's a kitchen. You're like, oh, there's a dining room in the kitchen. Then all of a sudden there's like the fairy forest room, and then there's a room with like arcade games, and you're just like, oh my god, there's a lot of stuff in here. Yeah,
non-stop action.
So it starts with a couple in Willy's Wonderland, and they're
like Dire Straits,
terrified.
yeah.
Couple with
They
blood
are
all over,
terrified,
holding
yeah.
hands.
And they're trying to get out of there clearly,
Lots
and they're
of
being
great
attacked.
shaky cam.
Being attacked by
Some
sort of monster.
That's great. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm. But at the end, we see a little girl watching them. We're like, what is this?
Yeah, and I think we both thought for some reason that she was the monster.
Like the demon or something.
There's a little weird girl in a closet.
Because I'm sorry, and I guess this gives it away for the end, but they do that in the beginning. Like, there would not be a little girl left over from these, like, monstrous, like, murder monsters. Yeah. So, but we'll just, you know what you're getting into here, okay?
There's lots of old TV footage. There's like these cartoony looking dudes, like very Hanna-Barbera looking drawings, which I really liked actually. I really like the cartoon drawings especially. I liked how shitty the puppet animatronic puppet guys look like as well.
Well, they were very shitty too because they'd been derelict.
Oh, sure. Of course, man, of course. Yeah, I really wrote a kid. I'm like, okay, what's this about? But then we hard cut too. A really cool car, guys.
Sweet car commercial.
Who is behind the car?
Driving super fast.
What's the
He's behind the car?
What's the name?
There is no name.
I don't think they got
The Stranger or something.
There is a name.
The Drifter.
We'll do it. Yeah. What is it? In the expedition, like he's a loner going.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, sure, man.
First of all, it was a sweet car commercial for a Chevy Camaro.
Yeah, it was really great. Yeah.
But then, of course, someone left a bunch of spike strips on the road.
Also, the music starts kicking right at the beginning of this. I was like, yeah. I was kind of feeling the music. I was like,
The soundtrack was on point.
So my daughter watched this movie with me.
not recommended.
Not recommended that someone that is 3 years old watch the movie with you, but she didn't give me a choice. So it was either that or have her scream at me the whole time. So I was like, okay, come here. And she danced for like all the music of it. Anytime there's music come on, and including with something we'll get to later because it's fucking hilarious. Just a bunch of spikes in the road. All 4 tires is done.
Yeah, so what I love is that he's so tough. He just like stands in the middle of the road until
Glowers at them, yeah.
Yeah, until a tow truck just happens to show up in the same place, right?
Like Nick Cage, like his only stage direction when he was Glower. That's all he did. Or look like he's about to come while he's playing pinball.
Yeah.
Well, it's also when you're
we're not even there yet, okay?
This is also when you're introduced to Punch.
Which, by the way, want to drink it? I drink it.
I thought it was a beer at first. I'm like, is it like a 6-pack of beer? Like, what am I looking at here? But it ends up being some kind of soda. It's called Punch Pop.
Sure.
Yeah, I think they do this for... Yeah, they don't make it beer because they're trying to make it not full R, maybe. I don't know what they're doing here.
Not hard R?
I guess, yeah. He's cool. But cool rocker girl, and because
you
meet this. Start meeting.
So
these
then
kids.
you meet this girl, and she's it's just her at first, and she's surrounding this place with gasoline, like getting it all over herself, just making a mess. and then about to light a match right next to the tank.
A lighter, a Zippo.
Like a lighter right next to the tank, like right next to it. Like
right
you're gonna blow yourself up, right?
Which at first when they stopped her, I'm like, oh, they saved her life.
Yeah.
Like you would have died, very much died.
Mm-hmm.
There's no chance you would have not have died here. And you're like, okay, well the police have her, cool, and they're like, they chain her up in like a trailer home.
Well, and you kind of get
super confusing in the
and
beginning.
you kind of get that they have like a deeper relationship,
Yeah,
and
like
you
they
don't
know
know
each
what
other,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's that woman who always plays like a weird cop.
Beth Grant.
Yeah.
Also, of Donnie Darko fame.
Yeah.
She's been in tons of things. I'm a huge fan of Beth
definitely
Grant.
a
I love
story
her.
actress.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
The second most famous person in this movie?
I mean,
Yeah,
by
yes.
default, right? Like,
Yeah,
by
actually,
default,
yes.
Sure.
You're right.
Yeah, I wrote shitty lighter. This one's gonna come back.
So it's clear from the beginning, though, like, we all understood that this was a ruse to bring him in, right? Because, like, oh, it's gonna cost $1,000 to fix your car, and we don't have no ATMs around here
They
because
also
we ain't
mentioned
got
the
no
cop.
internet.
Oh, the sheriff left her spikes out there.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what? Who is she trying to catch with
Yeah, I'm like,
spikes?
You just left
But
spikes
they
on
said
a
it
road
right
leading
in
into
front
town.
of him. I was like,
Yeah.
you shouldn't run a.
Yeah.
You might want to bury that so that you're not getting sued or something.
Well,
but
it's a small town. Come on, man. Who's doing what?
it's
Right?
dumb. Like,
We're just stupid country folk.
I thought it was interesting. Like they're arresting the girl for arson, and then he rolls up, and she's just like,
yeah.
yeah, she stares
No,
at him like,
yeah.
staring
Like,
at
that's
him.
her
Is
dad or
that her dad?
something
Yes,
like
like,
that.
her dad. What's happening? And so I thought like,
oh,
oh,
very
like,
confusing.
this is like her long lost dad, maybe, and that's not though.
No.
She just really wants to stare at Nicolas Cage.
Oh, also, when they pull this thing and say it's going to be $1,000, he's looking under the trunk. It only had the tires popped.
That's
The
all
car
that
was running
happened.
fine.
He stopped immediately
You
afterwards.
guys, he's a corrupt mechanic. Obviously, he was probably pulling some wires out.
But, like,
mixing
at no
the
point is Nick
fluids.
Cage talking. He's just going like,
Yeah.
Yeah, how many lines do we think Nick Cage says? In
5.
this?
Not
Less.
even. Not even. I'd say
He says nothing.
nothing at all,
He
right?
says not
Yeah.
a single word in this. Okay, like okay, I guess. Sure, he's the protagonist of 5 Minutes of Freddy's. I don't know what's happening here.
So anyway, this town supposedly doesn't have internet. So
Yeah, and they go to a very convoluted reason as to why it doesn't. And you're like,
also,
stop.
ATMs happened before the internet, guys.
Stop.
Yeah.
Just please stop.
They were run on phone lines before that.
Okay. Like, it's $2.50 for the tow. Oh, we don't take card here. Like,
what?
this isn't a thing anymore. There's no such thing as this.
Exactly.
It's not-
Right, just to line up to the main premise of this movie, the main, like, the set piece for this movie was such a haul. It was just like, there's, oh, well, there's ATM doesn't work too. And it's like, I get where they're going, but it's like,
and they're really
geez.
giving the actors like work to do.
It was
It's like,
heavy-handed,
Okay,
like-
here's your exposition page. Like, this is your full dialogue monologue. It has nothing. It's not like a monologue that's gonna win you anything. It's just you telling people why they can't just call the fuck someone.
Yeah. So anyway, but you guys, he comes up with a plan. He's like, I think I can find a way for you to make that money.
Tex
Tonight.
I
McAdoo
thought
can
he
help.
was gonna suck some dick.
Tex McAdoo can help.
I was thinking he was gonna like Catholic stuff.
I mean,
Tex
I know
McAdoo?
that you definitely pictured that.
I mean, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
I literally have a pillow with a banana peel with Nicolas Cage coming out of it.
Yeah.
That I got for Father's Day. So
Literally.
Yeah.
It's true.
it's true. It's damn true.
Guys, Tex McAdoo, though.
Tex McAdoo, yeah.
McAdoo. Tex like the state, man. He lets you know that in case you thought it was
And McAdoo, like,
not a name.
Like
not a name.
technology Tex, you know. So he owns this place called Willy's Wonderland. Willy the Weasel, right?
But
The
you know what?
Weasel.
Yeah, the Wheeze.
the
yeah.
Weasel. I would have given this movie 5 stars
If he showed up.
Pauly Shore's played
Yeah.
the
Holly
Weasel.
Shore's not a liar, right?
Hey, I'm the
There's no
Weasel.
reason.
Hey, guys, I'm here to kill you.
He's gotta be dead. He's gotta be dead. Right? Wait, do you remember the name of the town, though, guys?
Forks.
Hayesville. It might as well be
Okay.
Forks. It's the
Yeah.
worst. It's the worst. Because it's the worst.
No, when you meet the teenagers later, you're just like, these people don't live here.
All of you suck.
Yeah,
at this.
like this town is supposed to.
Representation.
It's supposed to look like it has like 10 houses. And there's like a black kid, a Hispanic kid. Like,
So,
No.
I'm Asian.
What do they tell him?
Fuck you.
they give him the whole story about how Willy is just kind of is down on its luck because some things happened and some moms got angry.
Yeah, and Tex lays this on in like
Yeah.
a 5-minute exposition.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Please keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah, maybe if you clean everything up, we can get back open again. You know, just need to have everything cleaned up. Boobity. So then we meet the kids, though, guys. And they're all like maybe analogs of people.
Yeah,
like a Bobo,
exactly.
Bobo version, like a Bobo Chris Brown. There's like a Bobo Miley Cyrus here.
Yeah.
I did think that guy was Chris Brown. Like after 2 looks, I went, I've seen him in something, but I thought it was Chris Brown for a second.
Is he a clone of Chris Brown? Because
Yeah.
he's much older.
Like a younger
obviously.
clone of Chris Brown.
What the fuck?
I was confused for a second. I was like, what? No.
Also,
Also,
the
though,
love interest.
these are all supposed to be high school kids. The booger's wearing like an adult, like high fashion outfit with some kind of leopard
And
print
boy, you
jacket.
see a lot of her.
Yeah.
Like a lot of her.
Yeah.
The director's like, she's hot and almost looks 18.
Let's
put
let her
in
climb a
this.
ladder.
Well, they
and
definitely were
have
trying to do
camera
like
look
the
at her
80s
ass.
horror film
Oh, 100%.
thing.
Like the trope
Yeah.
if you have sex, you
Yeah.
die, for instance.
Exactly. All the tropes. So they had like all of the groups were
Like,
represented.
let's bang in
you
the
know?
horror place that we see later in this movie.
Yeah, so they're trying to free the main character woman
Yeah.
girl.
Well, first they have
whose
this
name
plan.
I
They're
don't
gonna.
remember. I don't know. Do you remember any of these kids' names without looking? By the way,
No.
Bob,
You just made that up.
Kathy.
There's no one named Kathy here.
The girl's named Kathy. The black kid's name is Bob.
Like
One
you're looking at
was
distance.
yeah, because I'm remembering.
She's reminiscing about the days of old.
I'm trying to think. What the
Okay, we'll get back to you because we
Maybe
want.
a
That's
Will.
right. Yeah, it was actually a joke, but let's keep going. But
Are you actually looking it up? Because I
No.
have it right here.
I mean we can. That's fine.
Well, this starts off because they're gonna light this place on fire,
I will light myself on fire.
and then they're like, "Oh, there's a dude in there. We can't do that." So they're trying to find a way to like
Kathy
warn
and
him,
Bob.
get him to come out of there, but he won't come out. So they're
Which
like,
is
"We gotta
lazy.
get him out before we light this place on fire and destroy it."
Yeah, but before this point, he had started cleaning up inside. I will tell you one thing.
Okay,
This
guys.
movie gave me actually two of some of my favorite things ever in a movie. Can
Nick
you guess
Cage
what it
cleaning
is?
montage.
Not Nick Cage specifically, but a
Oh.
cleaning montage. I
And
love
Nick Cage, the other one.
fixing up and cleaning montages. That's like literally one of my favorite
Okay.
joys out of life.
So one of the things I really liked about this movie was that they set up a premise. Tex sets up a premise. He's like, make sure you take breaks.
Yeah.
And you see him put all the cans in the thing. I'm like, he's gonna drink one of those in each of his fucking breaks. He's here all night.
Yep.
And he did.
Oh,
He
I
did.
do also love that he was like, feel free to eat any of the food that's in there. No!
You're like,
Please
what?
don't eat that. That
he
food
does,
is
though.
20
No way.
years old.
He does. He does though.
20
Oh, he
years
eats that
old.
food.
And
That
it
man
should
eats that
not
food.
be edible anymore.
That
There's
man
a
eats
hot dog
that
in
food, at least. He damn eats that food.
I was like, "There's a hot dog in it. How? Why? No, who put that in there?"
I don't know. And that hot dog would not look like
And
that.
we also in this part of the movie we get lots of, and not really in any other parts of the movie we get a lot of door bangs.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
Okay, I think they're trying to scare
So-
us. I think.
But you guys, right at the beginning, he gets brought in and he's looking around. And while he's got his back turned to the animatronics,
Mhm.
That's pretty creepy. That was
they're-
creepy.
this movie did hit the creepy notes.
Abby noticed
It
that.
did.
Abby did. My 3-year-old did notice that, so she was like, "I think that one move." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, move, yeah."
And like, I don't think anything was super scary, but there's definitely
It was
cool
definitely like,
creepy things.
yeah, like,
They
what?
did
my
that
daughter
right.
wasn't scared at all.
She's like, there could have been more blood.
Yeah.
Like I would have killed him definitely. Like, what the fuck?
Would you
yeah.
like me to show you, Father?
This is
And everything's just like extreme. Like I love like when he finds the pinball machine and he like blows the dust and it's just like a ton of dust and his soda's like right there. But he's just like, yeah, everything's like this place is super dirty and he cleans apparently the whole place
Yeah.
in one night,
He picks
which is
it up.
like no.
Well, because he
No.
does it so quickly.
They look like garbage.
All the he montage
Also-
and everything.
So I really love that it almost felt like a Groundhog's Day type thing
Okay.
because every time he went into the fridge, every time he tossed a can, it was like the same shot over and over again. Like the numbers wouldn't change.
Well, that was
you
his
know?
That's because how
Yeah,
precision,
yeah.
That was his
how
constant,
precise
you
he
know?
is.
Yeah. It was like his constant. He needed to take his breaks at a certain time. His
Yeah.
watch would go off.
Early on in this,
He didn't take his breaks during fight scenes.
No, oh my God, we haven't even gotten there, you
early
guys.
on in this, you realize that he's kind of in this for a reason. Like he's not just a guy that got his tires popped in some rube that got stuck in this place. Like he's like a puppet hunter or something that's here to kill puppet demons because he like knows exactly what he's doing. And
So yeah, for the first one,
he's just a major badass, obviously.
do you guys remember which one comes up on him first?
Which one comes up on him like
Yeah.
bitch? You're
The-
saying?
The ostrich.
oh yeah,
But
that's-
do you remember
Ozzy,
that-
Ozzy the
You know
ostrich.
what Ozzy the ostrich says though? The first line.
I'm going to eat your face.
Feast on your face.
Feast on your face. Yeah.
I wrote this down.
I'm gonna feast on your face. But then he was just like.
This, by the way, was an Abby laugh.
Yeah.
She was like,
I'm gonna feast on your face.
Oh my God.
Nope.
That's.
Nope.
She's gonna rule the world someday.
With an iron fist. Yeah, she was. And then we had the first Robo Spine rip out though.
Yeah,
fatality.
that was great.
It's pretty dope.
With all the grease just like running down.
Like blood.
And so, by the way,
you
like,
guys, what does he do?
He cleans
What
the
does he do
room.
every time you guys
You
after
gotta go
he
change
cleans
that
himself
shirt.
up? He gets a new shirt. Yeah.
Thankfully, there were multiple shirts. But
Yeah.
also, the worst part is like,
size.
he cleans the room first, and then they attack him. Like,
Yeah,
guys,
you know.
attack him while the room's dirty.
Every time, I love
It's so
it.
redundant.
I loved at the end after the second
Like,
cleaning
you know, this
montage
much work.
where the dining room was perfectly clean. You're
Yes.
like, that shit's just gonna get
Gonna get
knocked.
fucked the
It's
shit
gonna,
up.
yeah, exactly. But at the end, he still had it cleaned up. So this was like my OCD family of like loving to clean and do everything to the extreme, being like, I'm gonna spend a night in this place and clean it real good. Like it really fed into my
Sure, this is
the
perfect.
mental.
I would definitely do this to pay
Yeah,
for it.
how much
Fix
I
my
love
car.
cleaning. I just love cleaning.
Fix my
It's great.
automobile.
So
Was anyone else confused by the dual police agencies? Like, I got it after a while, but at first I was like, why are
Yeah.
they wearing different uniforms? Could they not afford the same uniform or
Right.
something? But then, like, I saw the badges, I'm like, oh, one's maybe like a sheriff.
Town
and
cop
one's
was a sheriff.
Yeah.
She was a sheriff.
right.
I think he was.
Sheriff
I think it
Lund.
was like a
Her name
county,
was
like a
Lund.
county, but he was like doing overtime by
How
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
a sheriff, so.
yeah,
Yeah.
like helping the sheriff's department as overtime.
So
And also, did anyone care about that other guy? That guy with
No.
the glasses.
He was, first of all, I think he's like a new guy or something. He felt like he's very new to
and he
this.
told us sometimes to his wife and kids, I'm like, he's dying. Like,
Yeah.
whatever, just got here.
So, you guys, what was the next one to attack him? After he cleaned up the one room. He noticed they did
Oh,
their little
God,
song and
that's
dance,
an
but
easy one, that's an
who
easy
wasn't standing behind
Willy.
Willy?
That was good, though. That was good. He's cleaning up
Yeah.
the bathroom, you're like, and he's like, come find me in the bathroom. So
I
don't
love
know if
it
I
when
did
he
that.
finds him and he goes,
Yeah, no
gorilla greetings! And you're
Yep,
like,
I wrote
ooh,
that
Gus
down.
the gorilla is big and he's gonna be, but obviously,
And he said a very similar thing to the ostrich. And you think this is going to be a theme, it's not. This is the last time it happens.
Right.
But he goes, I'm going to eat your eyes out and feast on your soul.
yeah.
Okay, man. I guess you haven't had a long time to think about this. It's been 20 years. You
Yeah.
should think about
Also,
better.
fuck these
Cool
puppets at this
Yeah.
point. Like,
Yeah, like-
jeez.
But the janitor, as we found out, that's the name of the character. The janitor is like, he takes him to town. Like, he's got it covered.
Yeah, he actually, that's probably the one
He
beats
makes
the easiest.
weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the gorilla's like trying to choke him, and he just like judo flips this motherfucker
Yeah.
all over the place. He throws him in some mirrors. He smashes the mirror he just festively
Yeah,
cleaned.
exactly.
I'm like, oh, man.
I know.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
and how's he fixing that for?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're gonna put
You know what?
glue it back together.
This movie is a roller coaster of emotion.
It really is. And I think and part of it is like he did such a good job and now he's just
Yes,
fucking all up.
exactly.
Man.
That's
I also
exactly
love
it.
that at the end of each fight, like when he hurt himself, he'd like tape it, duct
Yeah,
tape
the duct tape. I love
Yeah.
all the duct tape. Yeah.
Well, when he gets bit, he just puts
He
duct
just
tape
puts
on
duct
his-
tape on it, yeah. So, some of this movie they did shoot with like a fishbowl lens, and it was kind of weird. Like I
think
didn't
they're trying to
understand.
make it look like spooky.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it just made you like.
Well, and we were even saying how even the commercial that was supposed to be shot in the
Commercial was weird.
80s, like it was clearly they dressed people like the 80s and stuff, but they didn't change the film quality.
So we remember that the ostrich had his fatality was his
Yeah,
spine
yeah.
ended up. What was the gorilla's fatality? You guys remember?
He smashed his face into the toilet, and then
Curb bit him on
Curve
the
Yeah.
stomped on that
Yeah.
urinal. I was like,
Yep.
yeah, baby.
yeah, just
Somebody watched
curb
some
bite
Mortal
on
Kombat.
urinal.
Yeah.
Curb bite
yeah,
on urinal.
right.
I like
He also
that.
did the plunger to his face. That's how he turned the tide. He just put a plunger on
So,
his
so
face.
guys, and then the next part is where you know things are gonna go so good because teens went up with a bunch of full gas cans.
So they show up, they're gonna try to burn the place down, which like even he said, so they go around the whole place, but then they're just standing around and it's like it's just turning into fumes, right? Like what, you're gonna light the
Yeah,
fumes
so you're
now?
gonna
Like,
light it. No, the fumes are what light on gasoline. It's not the actual liquid.
but
But they're
also,
just gonna dissipate and be
Right.
gone.
but also like, who runs this gas station where you just saw like 5 teens come in and fill up gas cans?
Yeah.
You know they're not up to any
At
good.
least
Yeah,
you're
no.
not buying beer.
Yeah, like what
Yeah.
the fuck? I guess like at least they're paying money, right?
Right.
Buy kids with gas cans. Come on, man.
What a nice multicultural group of
What is
children
happening in
playing
this town?
together.
Hayesville.
Yeah.
Hayesville, you suck.
Also, just these like cool, new age looking kids that
can't use their phone or
No,
nothing.
yeah, they totally have internet. It's all
Everyone
alive.
else is a fucking yokel in this town except for them.
Except for them, yeah.
What? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. So they get to the place, and they're like, they go to burn it up, and she's like, no. After they put all the fucking gasoline down, she's like, we gotta get him out first. It's like, okay.
What?
So, and then she yells at him, and he doesn't want to come out.
He
and
like
then
looks at her, he's like,
yeah.
Yeah,
And then
he's
she
smiling.
decides she's gonna go in after him. No. If you truly believed in burning this place down, you just do it. Like, he chose to stay in there, you just burn the place down.
But she is the moral center of this movie.
Sure.
for reasons?
Yes.
Yeah. So she decides she's gonna go inside and try to save him, but she goes into the air duct
which
there.
are super clean.
Yeah.
Like,
And giant.
Yeah.
like,
Also giant.
like this isn't a thing.
Like they're big enough for a animatronic.
Like, she
animal
isn't a
Yeah.
Chuck E.
That thing
Cheese.
definitely wouldn't.
Like, she's
fit
in like
there.
maybe a Rainforest Cafe sized place.
Yeah.
With ducks that are the size of like a quarter of this room. And I'm like, what? What are we doing? What is this?
Yeah.
Enough to fit a animatronic animal up there.
Yeah, seriously.
Which one though, Miss? Who's keeping count over here? Which animal? Which one do you got next?
Well,
Is that
when
the
she-
turtle?
No.
no, that's Willy, isn't it? Isn't it Willy in the?
No.
Willy waits to last.
No, but she fights Siren Sarah in the forest.
Yeah, that's after.
So I'm trying to figure out
that's
who's
after
in the ducts, right?
Yeah. That was it. Yeah.
Who'd be nibble on toes? Who would it be? Womp womp womp.
Oh, the crocodile.
Oh,
That's right.
That crocodile,
the
baby.
crocodile. I forgot about
And
that
so
one.
he's like after her.
Oh,
and
that's my favorite.
she
death
jumps out of there
scene,
and like the crocodile's head comes out and there's like goop coming from his mouth.
Yeah,
for
I don't
some
know.
reason. I'm like,
Oil?
that's not it was like
Yeah.
purple. I was like,
Yeah.
what is that about?
I have no clue. I don't know what that was about. So then she's like, they're like, oh, we have to go save her because she goes back in, I guess. I can't even remember how she gets back in. It's ridiculous. So she gets inside and she's in the forest. Now, this is the first time.
and everyone else is smoking weed, by the way.
Oh,
at this point.
of course.
So we have to.
Teenagers.
They're gonna die.
Yeah,
they're
all
die.
gonna die.
Like, you're doing drugs,
Yeah.
you're having sex, you're gonna
Yeah.
die. That's how it works.
So she gets in there and she's in a forest, which is a room we've never seen before. It's
Yeah,
Siren Sarah's forest.
I was thinking like a haunted swamp maybe because
Yeah.
there's a lot of vines, but
Yeah,
forest
yeah.
makes more sense
Sure.
for the fairy.
Yeah. I guess
She's
so.
siren, so it's
She's
gonna
a
make
siren,
light or something,
which is
right?
not even.
Which, by the way,
sirens are
It's
not.
just a fucking person playing a robot.
Yeah,
It's
it was,
very
yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah,
because he's
no,
like,
I agree.
I'm just a person doing this.
Yeah.
Beep, boop, boop, boop,
Also, at this point now, the characters make no sense together because you're like, there's animals, but there's a human thing.
Well, that's because there's this.
No, there's a
fairy
siren, which also is not a fairy. They're not the same thing, but whatever. We're not going to get into that.
sirens, yeah,
And then
yeah.
there's also a knight, like later. There's a
Night-Night,
knight, too.
Night-Night.
It's like,
His name is
I
Night-Night,
mean,
but-
yeah.
If you go like deep into Irish lore, sirens are like a fairy like creature in some stories, but still it's stupid. It's
Someone
just
look
a
up there
dumb
if there's
story.
weasels in Ireland. 'Cause I don't think there are.
weas.
Yeah.
Um,
The weasel. Or
Right,
a
guys.
Mexican turtle, you guys, right?
yeah, I put.
Seemed racist.
And so the other kid's like, we have to get in there and save her, and then this is where you think miniskirt versus ladder scene, and like,
Ooh.
And, like-
yeah, because Kathy's like, I'm going to go do it.
like
so,
teenage me would have definitely been paused here, but like grown up me was like, okay,
And
unnecessary.
also, daughter was like,
keep going.
yeah.
Like, cool.
Dumb. This is dumb. So they get inside, right? They all fall off the roof into the place, into the ball pit.
Yeah, the roof caves in.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
the one guy like likes her
It
too.
caves in.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he like is ready to get in there because he's gonna save her, even though they aren't even going out. Like,
Well, because he's a teenager. Man.
Trying
That's,
to
that's,
get
that's
the-
realistic.
take boner
That's one
points.
of the more realistic things of this plot. He's like, I just really like this girl. Oh.
So I'm gonna go inside this place, even though
And
we
get-
think
everyone
demons
knows
live
and
in
everyone
there.
dies there.
And, part of this guy's plan is that they all split up and look for her.
Oh my god, I know.
Yeah, they're like, we all have to split up. Like, no, you
Like,
don't.
That's a horrible
First of
idea.
all, it's not that big. And
But
second of
also,
all,
for the record, it doesn't matter. They get basically just torn away and
Yeah.
then torn apart in different
Yeah.
places, and you're like,
They're
torn up.
stupid. They're stupid teenagers. That's just what they are. So of course we get the freak sex scene where the teenager's like, "Ooh, people were murdered here. Let's go do it
Which,
in
by
this
the way,
room."
I liked her character because she was kind of like,
Tough.
yes. And then they just, I don't know if she was seduced by like something in the super fun room, which like, and you know, someone's got the super go to the super happy fun, and like, okay, so they're gonna go to the super happy fun room, and then like, let's go in here and fuck, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
And you think like maybe he would like convince her, but no, she was like convincing him, and of course he's like, I'm guys, I'm teenage boy, so let's do it. And then
the power bonus is
we watch a oddly long fuck sesh.
Like too long.
Just like I was like
with her bra on.
Yeah,
and
with
just like, what's
full
the point
clothes
of this?
on.
What is the point of this?
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Thankfully, this is the point where mommy came home and Abby like left the room for a little bit. I'm like just like. And that,
So,
this is why I knew how awkward
this
it was.
is also where we get the explanation of what happened here and why this place is cursed and what's going on, right?
Yeah, there's sadistic serial killers. That
So there was a guy who ran this place
in a small town, by the way. We're still in a
small
small town.
Yeah.
Who
was a sadistic serial killer.
Sadistic
and he
serial
brought in
killer.
other sadistic serial killers to work with him. And they would murder families when they got brought to the super happy.
And that was like a
sanctuary.
thing that lasted more than one time.
Yeah, no. Like, people would notice families disappearing from a small town.
Like, remember when,
or
like,
even from
that
3
person
small
got
towns
killed at
around
Chili's?
you.
It wasn't like, oh, they disappeared. Like, no, they got killed. And that's easy to know they got killed because they weren't the only person in the Chili's.
Yeah, because they disappeared. People saw them there, and then they didn't see them again.
Never came out of that room again.
Well, also, it's because at this point we really realize that people are complicit in this happening too. Like, we don't know why yet. But
we found out very shortly because they say satanic suicide ritual.
Right. So when the police finally do figure it out, who knows how many families have been killed, they decide to commit suicide in a satanic ritual, and their bodies inhabited.
Well, we all know Satanists like
or
you
their
do
spirits
rituals like that.
Yeah, and
You put your rituals and
Yeah.
your things, and you're in animatronics now.
Yeah, my animatronics.
What?
I totally want to take over the body of an animatronic.
Like be stuck in animatronic for the rest of your
Which
life?
also,
Why?
by the way, an animatronic can't digest human remains, like human bodies.
Well, they just like kind of like chomp on them, really. Like they're not.
yeah, they're not like they don't seem
There's
to
no
be
blood or
enjoying
blood.
them.
He's not.
I don't even know what
blood.
the sacrifice is supposed to mean because like they don't seem to be enjoying it. They're just kind of ripping them apart and then they're done. Like I don't know.
Yeah. So also we do learn that Siren Sarah
Kill
is
and
like
feast on customers.
Siren Sarah's like lithe. Like she's like climbing up the walls and all over
she had
the
like
place.
a backwards. Like it was just very much a camera thing. It was like a person doing the climbing down a thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm climbing back up and backwards. And you're like, okay, cool.
But then later she's much more like animatronic again, and it's like, why don't you like you could murder everyone if you were like this, but whatever.
Sure. Like, okay.
She's the only one that seems to have like a special power. Like all the rest are just kind of like robot monsters.
What would you think that Willy's power? We'll get to that at the end. We'll get to the Willy.
So, also this sex scene just like keeps going
and was like,
going.
he wanted to jerk off, right? Like you were like, this is really hot.
This girl, 17-year-old girl, is buff as fuck. Like she looks like a pro wrestler. I'm like, what is going on with this person supposed to be a teenager? I'm not. I'm saying like, wow.
She's a gymnast.
Was she like a gymnast or wrestler for this 4-person school that they went to?
Maybe she was in the tag team. Okay, man. And
she was like, I was saying she had some guns. I was like, okay, sure.
She likes to work out.
That's why Chris Brown likes her. Okay.
But also, obviously, this is gonna end badly, and
because they're fucking in it, and then they're like, did you see that guy? He wasn't there before. He's watching us. Now he moved. And you're like, okay.
But they just keep.
They just keep doing it. They don't even like.
I mean, that's very realistic for teenagers, though. Would you stop?
God.
Like, but my boy's still here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good way to die, right? Teenagers, am I right?
Oh, God, I did right there. I said teenagers really are the worst. So finally they die. They get killed by the alligator, right?
So we get another song here right before they get killed. Where Willy is singing about 6 little chickens, guys. Mm-hmm. This was a fucking dope song. I'm gonna put that up there. I wanted to mention that. We don't have to say anything more about it. I was like,
actually, all of the music was written by
Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
No,
Emoy.
Cherry Poppin' Daddies.
Emoji without the J in it. Emoy.
He wrote all the original music
or they.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever the group or musician is.
So we're back to one of Nick Cage's breaks, and this is he's dusted off this pinball machine. He's playing the pinball machine. He looks like he's about to maybe fuck the pinball machine.
Oh my God.
Still no noises from this man.
I think they were trying to give. They went Ghost 70. They went Ghost 75% Nick Cage. He's like, okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
I haven't done this in so long.
I told him actually. I'm like, we have to practice the dance because it's like.
Yeah, and that was the last. That was
Yeah.
the last.
Yeah,
The last
yeah.
scene there. Like,
Yeah,
I was
but
actually more happy with the
that's
dancing.
like
The coming thing was
Yeah.
like, I'm like, what?
He was just like,
here?
ooh.
Oh, he's like, grips it.
Yeah.
Like this. I'm like, okay.
He was like, ooh.
That's
like,
what
oh
you
my
do
God.
when you play pinball. It's a normal thing.
You should
Yeah,
play the
that was-
mean
that was
pinball for sure.
Uh,
But then,
was it one of the
guys,
5 Nights at Freddy? Willy.
who is the next person after Gator kills? Who's the next Five Nights at Freddy dude? Here's the next Willy's Wonderland killer dude.
Wait, so the alligator killed them,
No,
right?
you don't
But
know
has
he's
he
down.
been killed yet? I can't
No,
remember.
he's
Not
still
yet, right?
It's gotta be a
Um,
siren.
It's Cammy the chameleon,
Oh,
right?
the chameleon.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh
that a
no, the
turtle?
one kid gets killed by.
Night, night, baby.
Yeah,
Open
the
up your
night.
sword,
Yeah.
baby. That was my favorite kill.
First of all, that sword looked like foam. Like,
Yeah, it looked like
Yeah.
trash.
but like it just was a murder sword.
But also,
that
it was a murder
super
sword,
sharp.
and I was like, oh, Nick Cage is gonna just keep this sword now. I was like,
Right?
No, I'm
No.
going
I
Yeah.
know,
Why would that
right?
not be your weapon?
You're like,
He
that's better than
finished
any other
off the
weapon they
night
have.
immediately with that sword, and
They're
then
like,
just
I'm
discards it.
like you murderballed that dude, and you just dropped it. Okay.
Was that the kid that looked like the young Jordan Peele that got
Yeah.
killed in the night? Yeah. Okay.
He
Call-
didn't die with
They finally called the police, by the way, at this point. After
Yeah, so
being
no-
in the building for an hour.
Right. So yeah,
and many of them have already been murdered.
Yeah.
yeah. They're
Like now it's called
Almost
the police.
so. The sheriff, right? She's like, fine, we have to go get them because my adopted daughter is there, and then we hear the story about
Well, at
how.
first she hangs the fuck up on him.
Yeah, she's just like, yeah.
no, crooked sheriff, boom, hanging it
But
up.
then he's like, Liv brought us here, and she's
Yeah.
like, God damn it.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then she's like, basically, the people died in the satanic cult suicide and inhabited the bodies of the animatronics, and they started murdering people. And so they promised them where they would bring them like hitchhikers and transients and keep them satisfied so they wouldn't eat the people in the
So
small
it would come
town.
out into the town and kill
yeah,
everyone.
and kill
basically.
people.
Which, okay.
What?
This plot, I just wrote, this plot is holy as fuck.
Like, you can't get 20 police officers to just shoot the crap out of these
Yeah.
things.
And
Like,
they're not like super bulletproof or
Yeah.
anything. Like the only one who seems to have any kind of thing that would get away
Yeah.
from them is the siren lady.
just
like,
burn them up.
Yeah.
Like, if they attack you, burn the crap
So,
out of
so
them.
we know that Night Night loses his head. He
Yeah.
gets a little in over his head.
Yeah.
He also gets his face is smashed
Nice.
in over it.
Very nice.
So
but,
what happens?
But anyway, Liv is
we're
the
gonna-
little girl from the beginning of the story, and she
Yeah,
raised her as her daughter.
was the most like
No, they would have murdered that little girl. They loved little kids. They loved murdering little kids. She would not have survived. It's
Like,
so stupid.
Was she like in like the they couldn't go to the women's room?
Yeah,
or
they
something?
can't.
What the
Yeah, there's
fuck?
certain places they can't
I
go.
don't know.
So this is the first time we see Liv and the janitor. They are supposed to like fight together because one of the animatronics is coming at them, right? But then he gets a break, you
Yeah,
guys.
big time.
Oh no!
Break
This
time
is
comes up.
before. This is with
Okay.
Cammy. We gotta talk about Cammy. This is
Oh,
when
yeah.
the guy that likes her is hiding in the thing, and she's like, kind of talking to him like, sexy.
I'm not as bad
Like,
as
I
the
don't-
other ones.
Like, I want to show you.
I don't want to be stuck in this body anymore. Can you help me move on? I'll show you what it's like in the next life if
Guys,
you
we
help me
did-
move
we
on.
did miss a part. Though.
Oh no.
Because we
mean,
missed.
there's a lot to this
how
movie.
how did Crocodile die? Guys?
That's what I was trying to say. That was my favorite kill.
Yeah.
He like split his jaw
He ripped
open.
his fucking,
Yeah,
and
like
then ripped
yeah.
this little motivator. His
Yeah.
little
So I
heart
thought
out.
you were talking about the Cammy fight with those.
He came up his heart.
Sorry.
Okay.
But he
That's my
gets in the
fault.
room by kicking the door off this kicking
Yeah,
door.
just-
Yeah.
No.
He
I thought
the
it
door
was
just
flies. This goes.
completely flies off.
And-
the hinges.
Like he's a superhero
Yeah.
at this point. We're
No,
like,
yeah.
Like the
Absolutely.
door has no resistance coming off the wall, just like
And like
that's
it
bad.
was the door was tried earlier, locked.
Yeah.
Boom, kicks it off. I was like, okay, I like this. This is where that's actually where I was like, I like this film.
So he gives Liv his knife and walks away because he's like, I have my break now.
No, he
Like,
gives Liv
No, that's-
her own knife back that he
Oh,
took from
yeah,
her
that he
earlier.
took from
which I
her,
thought
right.
was fucking
Like,
that
here's your
even
knife,
that-
and so she's supposed to fight against. That was Cammy, right? She's fighting
Yeah.
Cammy,
Yeah.
and he goes
The
and takes
fraud
his break.
person.
But then her mom, the sheriff, shows up, and instead of being like, you've murdered half of these animatronics. I'm just gonna let you murder the rest of
finish
them.
They've
off,
gone through
right?
more than half at this point. You know, like, okay, like there's like
She's
two
like,
left.
yeah, take my daughter out of here, and then I'll make
There's
sure
three
he
left.
doesn't leave
There's
alive.
Tito,
Yeah.
Siren, Sarah, and Willy left. That's all
Yeah.
that's left at this point.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Like,
come on.
they're doing a good job. Just help them now, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but she's just like, we can't leave. He has to die. And she's like appealing to Willy. She's like, please don't hurt anyone. It's like, dude, he murdered three
also,
of
he's
them.
a demon.
There's
like,
3 of them left.
He's
like
a
what?
fucking
Yeah.
demon.
So, no, that part really made
I
me.
said
angry.
Sheriff
But
Lynn
then-
is the worst
But
person.
so
in the movie.
then
No,
the
Cammy
janitor-
wasn't dead yet. Because
No, yeah.
Cammy and
Then
yeah.
the
Cammy had a
janitor
tongue
gets
wreck.
Yeah.
handcuffed.
Yeah.
Oh no, how's he gonna get out of this?
Super easy,
barely making
Yeah.
sense. So then we get a handcuff fight scene, which I'm like, let's do this. At this point, why not? Why the fuck
Yeah.
not? So
With
during
3.
No,
With
yeah.
3?
And remember, Siren Sarah's like, do you want a menage a trois? It's like, oh god.
Jesus. But also like maybe.
Also, there was 4 of them,
Keep
so
going.
that didn't really make any sense.
Well, because
so-
Willy wasn't fighting.
Do you remember the
yet.
song that plays during this fight
Willy's
scene?
the big bad.
For an awkward amount of time, Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes.
Oh,
almost
yeah.
like, Abby going to town on the
Yeah.
song at this point. It's like, oh hey, I'm like, yeah, baby. She's enjoying the fuck out of this film.
In another episode of Who Is This Meant For?
Like
Yeah.
honestly, this baby even like enjoy this more. 'Cause I'm like, I can watch this with my daughter. This murder horror film.
Not for long, but you know, for this
No,
one
Yeah,
pleasant
just-
moment.
She doesn't
Yeah.
care. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
fine with it. And then we get Tito. What's his name?
Yeah.
Tito
So
the Turtle.
so the whatever he was, cop, the police officer was taking Liv home. And she's like, "How can you leave someone behind to get murdered? That makes
But
you a
she's
murderer
so
too."
compliant.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Why
here?
did you just
You
decide to
have
burn
a
this place
gun.
down?
Put some
Seriously,
fucking
yeah.
bullets in one of these.
Yeah, so, but they kept showing them in the truck, and like, something's gonna happen. Like, I could just tell from the shot. So, yeah, it turns out he was
He
about
told
to
you
turn
as a
around.
wife and kids. That's
Yeah,
why.
he was about to turn around, but then Tito's on top of the car, reaches inside, like, pulls him out of the cab of the truck, right? And, like, murders him. And then somehow Tito had also grabbed the shells from the shotgun.
Yeah, I
like,
don't
it was
even know
the
how it works.
stupidest scene. It was like, what?
My biggest problem with this movie is
Was Tito the racist
no,
turtle?
it was that these guys, these animatronic puppet guys, are standing in one place.
Yes!
They could have murdered them all right there.
Yeah!
So they wait for them. You
No.
have to wait for them to wake
You've
up.
been
Why
murdering
not?
people for years.
That's the point. That was their curse, I guess.
So they're invulnerable unless they're moving. I don't.
Not explain.
I don't know.
No.
No, it doesn't make it.
It bothered me so much. I'm like, just cut all their heads off right
No,
now.
I know. It's so dumb.
Cut all
Unless,
their limbs off.
unless he's got like super strength, which he
So-
did
so how
knock
does-
that one door
How
down.
does Tito? And Tito doesn't necessarily die here, but how does?
No,
Tito
you,
get
yeah, you can
beaten
tell
up?
he doesn't die, but I
Beaten
love
severely.
what I love is that he's like, my balls can't take
Yeah.
anymore. It's like turtles don't even have balls,
My
dude.
balls?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
what are you
sure.
He's
doing?
also speaking in a Hispanic accent. Which
Yeah. Oh god.
Which
it was
they're,
bad.
which
It
they're
was bad.
subtitling though.
Yeah.
Which I thought was good.
So
But
another
he
we
gets
did
beaten
another.
with- he gets beaten with a shotgun.
Yeah.
Like a melee
Yeah.
Which
style.
is what you
Which
should
also
do.
she should have then picked up the shells and kept the shotgun,
No,
but
yeah,
of
it
course,
does not.
yeah.
It does not do that.
So
She'd be the worst.
I'm
at
glad we
Resident
all
Evil.
know we'd be ready for the
Nick
apocalypse.
Cage is still
She'd also be the
cleaning.
worst at Resident
No,
Evil.
we get our
He's
second
still
cleaning montage here, and
cleaning.
it's so good.
He's
like,
still
it just makes me
cleaning.
so happy.
He didn't go like,
It
whoa,
was- yes.
like 50 things tried to kill me. I'll stop doing this. He's like, no, I
So-
gotta get my car back.
But what sets off the next part? So he's been cleaning, and he just takes the garbage out, right? He just walks outside to take the garbage out,
Of
and the
course you would.
sheriff
As one would.
is so enraged because he's not dead yet. He's still alive, and he's clearly killed more of them. There's literally one left. There's
She's a-
one left.
She's a crackhead.
And she's like, no, I can't let him kill Willy. So she comes in and you're just like, please let this bitch die. Please, it's time to die, right? It's
And
time.
but we guys, we get a
die.
full Willy's Wonderland like theme song,
Mhm.
like a full song of
Written by
Willy's Wonderland.
Emoy.
Emoy.
Emoy does a great job.
Yeah,
She's,
the
like,
music was fantastic.
doing some heavy fucking lifting and doing a great job. Emoy, if you're out there, which I know you're a big fan of the
Yeah,
the
huge
blog,
fan. Yeah, great.
comments all the time.
Yeah.
Dude, we love you. You know that though. We
Or
gotta have
maybe,
you on the
I
show.
don't know.
We gotta get you on sometime.
He, she,
Non-binary.
Him, it,
I don't know.
yeah.
That's true.
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
tell
I'm
by
gonna
the name.
assume your gender.
them, they.
Jay, that's fine. Do it. Do it. I just wrote bye, Sheriff, because I'm like, that sheriff
Yeah.
can die.
Oh, I was so ready. I was so ready for her to go.
And then boss fight, guys.
Yeah. What song played for that?
Oh, she also goes, all these kids' deaths are on you, the janitor. I'm like, how?
No.
They just, if they didn't show up, they wouldn't
Yeah.
have been dead.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
What? He was just doing what you told him he had to do.
Yeah.
You sure?
And like he was murdering all of them easily.
soundly. Like, he got, like, straight button, the guy's
Easily.
ribs got a little
I'm
hurt.
trying to think when the kids actually really helped him that he couldn't have done it himself.
None of them. None of them.
No. Like, even the girl's fight scene, he had to come in and save her.
Yeah.
After his break was done.
No. He could have murdered all of them, and that town would have been just so much happier.
Using Jerry Jackson.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Wow.
she took out Siren Sarah, but she didn't.
No. Siren Sarah
Blew herself up.
killed herself,
Actually,
yeah.
we missed that. Siren Sarah was
That's at
still
the end.
alive.
That's at the
yeah.
end. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, so we get our big fight scene with Willy the Weasel. And
Which, by the way, is just some quick Wolverine-style offense from Willy the Weasel,
Yeah.
and then nothing.
then he just gets his ass.
He gets mollywopped
Yeah.
by a bunch of sticks tied together
Yeah.
and a bag? He was beating him up with a bag.
Yeah, he had a
With
bag
his
full of
with
sodas.
his punches in there, yeah. It was his
The Superman punch,
knapsack.
if you will.
His,
He was
Yeah.
punching them,
He had a bindle of punch.
yep.
but they were empty cans.
No,
His
because
gunny sack.
he had a bunch of
Yeah,
full
he had a
ones
ton of
still.
them. That's what I mean. That's what I love about
See,
this
why
movie.
didn't we cross-promote
Yeah.
Punch somehow? I want to find Punch
Right?
now in my life. I want to see if
Dude.
that's a real thing.
The Willy Wonderland shirts weren't even ringer tees, first of all. Lame. They were the right color at least. They were that light blue color. But they didn't wear. I'm like, if you guys are doing stuff for
Yeah.
this, come on.
Lame.
Bush League.
Lame.
Make them ringer tees.
So, yeah, but he wins. And then I did appreciate the Freebird at this point. It was like a perfect. The soundtrack was awesome.
I guess.
I like
I
Freebird.
guess. It was the worst song of the movie because there's so many other songs that were better because they wrote them and stuff like that.
I
agree
love
with that, actually.
Freebird. That's too bad. So they drive away. Right?
Okay,
He's
also-
driving away. He's about to leave.
He's
And
hurt.
Olive- Yeah.
How is he able to drive away?
So he was scratched
Superhero.
here. He was scratching his
He
arm.
got tore
Yeah.
up.
Scratching his back.
Willie
and scratched
tore him
again
up
on his
before he
chest.
won.
But if you look, they didn't even like draw some blood in there. He was invincible. He's invincible. The man is invincible. He's fine.
Well, here he had the duct tape still, so that the duct tape might have blocked it.
I like that.
He did. He wrapped a lot of duct tape around his middle
He
section.
did. It was like protective.
It could have been theoretically like a low grade armor, almost like a leather.
Guys,
type
I
armor.
think you heard it here first. Duct tape armor. That's
Duct
good.
tape armor.
It works.
could have worked.
Confirmed. Who is the deadliest?
Oh yeah, our barking friend here.
Yeah.
He had a lot to say about this movie.
Yeah.
So he gets in the car. The daughter is now.
So yeah, she's not his daughter, and he kept grossly making a joke about how they were going to be like a winter May relationship or like a
I did.
December May
Not-
relationship.
not- it was
yeah.
not.
Yeah, I was like,
Nick Cage.
Nicolas Cage didn't say anything.
Yeah.
God damn
No,
it.
and I was like, you're ruining this for me. That's gross.
Yeah, she's like it's
She's
totally
like his
platonic. It's
mentor.
not weird at all.
She's his mentor.
That a 17-year-old
I
gets in
guess.
his car and they drive away.
I guess, right? Like, and like, I guess they had the end.
Well,
this-
this Wonderland 2, these two are having sex.
Someone wrote this movie and got to this part, and they were like, "We have to write somehow this ends, right? Like, can we just run the credits like after he walks out of Willy's Wonderland? Like, no, we gotta end this. Like, she gets in the car that is.
Oh,
Tex,
well, also Tex brings his car back and
Yeah, no,
For
I
some reason,
love.
he's gonna keep
That
it.
is a great song.
It's his car
They
now.
bring
Well,
it
no,
back.
because they think he's dead. Obviously,
Yeah,
he's
But then they
dead.
bring it
Yeah.
back to Willy's Wonderland like, they got a car now.
Well, they
got
gotta clean up the
cars.
body parts and stuff, you know, when they
Yeah,
come
but
back.
not with the nice car. It doesn't make any sense why that car's there. Like, he could have gone to the shop and
It's
seen the
dope,
car.
and the weird tow truck guys would have brought it back anyway. They're friends.
He looked familiar, like he was in something.
Maybe.
He looked like if Carlos Mencia had been melted under like a hot light.
Okay.
Some-
All right.
He's like, it's me, Ned Handy. And I'm
Yeah,
like, oh,
so
okay, Ned Handy.
so he gets his car back from Tex, who's
Fine.
like,
Oh,
"All right,
no
you
shit.
did it," and they're like, "Maybe you better actually fix that place up," and he's like, "I might actually run it now." And then they're in the car, and what do we see? We see Siren Sarah. She's like, "Well, if everyone else
Again,
is dead."
fully a human person.
Yeah.
Not a robot.
No.
Definitely a human person
Yeah,
wearing a
she
fucking
was
mask.
with like a round head
like,
mask
you're not
on.
even
Yeah.
trying with her. Everyone else is like this cool furry suit.
It didn't make any sense.
She's just a person. Like, you
Yeah.
can see skin. Like,
Yeah.
at least, like, make her skin look different
It
in
didn't make
some
any
way.
sense.
Like, make it look waxy.
Because everybody
or
else
something.
was like this furry
It
character,
was very frustrating in a way.
and then she was like just a pixie human.
And then someone she'd be like flowing, and she's like, "I'm a robot." that. Not
Yeah.
me. And you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, but she
By the way,
kills
this
herself.
sounds like we didn't like this,
She
but
blows herself up
we
with
fucking love this
them.
movie.
It really does
No,
sound
but
like we didn't like this.
That last scene was the scene I was waiting for because you knew Tito wasn't dead,
Getting
and
the
I knew I was
comeuppance.
like, they're gonna mow him down at the end of the movie. That's how it's
But
gonna
guys,
end.
what was a
and
cool
they-
last effect though? You get to see the.
No, I love so they had the fire.
Glasses.
Yeah, they had the fire in the behind him, like he's
Yeah.
driving away
He's
from
been
it.
driving for like
But
2
he
or 3
sees
minutes.
and what he
Glasses,
sees.
right? Yeah.
She's been driving for a bit at this point, too.
So is he a demon too? Like he's a demon
Well, I'm thinking
murderer?
like it was off his rearview mirror and then his glass.
Oh, okay,
That's
sure.
reflection.
That sounds stupid.
Yeah, it sounds great. It sounds perfect. And also, it wasn't just the car exploding; it was the whole Willy's
Here's a
blade,
guy there's no explosion for.
which is large-ish, small, big,
A mushroom
small,
cloud, I
big or small?
guess. Guys, we got through this movie.
It was good. It was a fun romp.
I enjoyed it.
I really did too, to be honest.
Yeah, we had
I
a
said
really
it
good
like
time.
about halfway through, and at the end I was still like, it was satisfyingly dumb. Like I knew it was gonna be dumb, so
There's some things that made it, like the fact that Nicolas Cage said literally nothing. I
Yeah.
thought, and I love Nicolas Cage speaking for the record. I just thought it was funny that like his character, like your character's not gonna say a damn thing. He's like, okay.
I think he doesn't mind doing that stuff.
That's what a consummate actor Nicolas Cage is, guys. It's why I wear a shirt on my chest right now.
I just want to get some punch pop.
You wear his shirt.
I'm
on
telling you
your
where to
chest.
find that, and we're gonna have it on this podcast.
It's a new
It
cheer
exists.
wine, guys.
It does exist. We're having it here. I'm just putting it out there.
Okay, so was this? I know this is better than Yoko's. Was this the best movie we've seen?
Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so we've watched some pretty great films, right?
I mean, Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu.
Burt Wonderstone was better.
Burt
than this film.
Wonderstone.
This might be the best Nicolas Cage movie we've seen.
But Burt
Well,
Wonderstone
that's
actually
such a
has
weird
an
bar.
older person, younger person relationship that's kind of
Yeah, it's
gross.
sexy. Oh, gross. I mean, yeah, me too.
It is still better though because
It's
it's
a better
got
movie.
Steve
It's hilarious.
Buscemi.
What
Was there
movie
a
is-
relationship in that movie that was
Yeah,
weird?
remember
That
it was
so
what's her
weird.
face? Yeah,
I
it was
know,
weird.
wild,
Like
yeah.
that was weird. That
But it's
ruined
forgettable,
it.
so it's okay.
I
It didn't
guess
ruin it. It
so.
didn't ruin it.